my name is Maria, and I am a junior at Harvard College studying social studies. So I would like to start this presentation with me telling you about my favorite expression in Korean, and it is kokilman kocha. It basically means let's only walk the flower road. However, the meaning is just kind of walking a happy road ahead, just having happy things in the future and just walking a path that truly makes you happy. So I've been to Korea 3 times, as you can see. The first time was in summer after my freshman year, and if I am to think about it, this is kind of what comes up. This is maybe a 10th of a summer, not even like a month or whatever. However, for the sake of this presentation, I'm going to be trying to sort of like summarize down my thoughts. However, I find it really important for me to show you pictures and not only tell you about things so that you can see my experience. So first of all, I am an international student from a small country in Romania, and my path has not always been a flower path. I've worked hard to get here. Let me not be humble for once. And even though I moved with my family through a lot of countries and I knew how big the world is, I feel that at the same time, I didn't really kind of understand how many things there are to see. So I came here knowing that I would do government with a focus in the Middle East, and a lot of people were like, you're an international student, you've lived abroad all your life, like why would you leave and why would you go to Korea? So the answer was that I truly feel like there was something kind of like nagging in my brain that there's so much of the world that you haven't seen yet, and there's so many experiences that you could have, and why would you not do it? And the reason is also just because I think that you can't really find yourself in a place that you feel comfortable in, because I could have gone back to Europe, I could have gone to like, I don't know, places that I feel more comfortable in. However, I really believe that going to Korea and immersing myself in sort of like a very colored, a very different culture has really helped me truly find myself. So about my experience in Korea, I put this picture is here because I'm very afraid of water and heights. So I put it up to represent sort of like my fears. I was afraid of many, many things, of not speaking the language because I didn't speak anything. I was afraid of not being able to eat because Korea eats really spicy food and I really couldn't do that. I was afraid of just kind of like getting lost in Seoul and not being able to find my way back. I was afraid of just kind of not fitting in. However, the good thing about having a program that you go with is that they know about these things. And for me, the luck came for the first time with my roommate. She's in that picture over there, and she took me to this neighborhood in the first week. It was like a very small, very like quirky neighborhood that I would have never found by myself. And I think that was the first time, really early, that I kind of felt like I fit in. And later on with her, we were not on TV, but like we were in this sort of like amusement park of this sort of like television program. And it was then that I was like, I'm in a very, really interesting place, and I really think that like culture and things are not in like monuments and stuff, but in like the lives of people around you and the places you go to. So let me tell you about the things that I found. I found that doing a lot of fun stuff should always kind of like take precedence over whatever, I don't know, like anxieties and fears you have. So I went jet skiing, I did archery, I looked for K-pop group pairs, I went to K-hip hop music festivals, and I just kind of like learned to open up to a lot of like fun and new things that I could find. I found the sites that honestly make me happy and the sites that make me feel at peace. This is a bookstore in one of like Seoul's biggest malls. This is actually like a quarter of the bookstore, so you can only imagine how big it is. It is one of my favorite places just because the color scheme and just kind of like the atmosphere of the people there make me feel incredibly calm and incredibly like focused on my goals. I have found that there are many tastes to life, so I don't know. I think a lot of people were waiting for these pictures, so here they are. So food, from one of the things that made me feel the most anxious, actually brought me closest to the people that I met in Korea and like the people that I went from Harvard. Just because food culture was so important, I feel that like in these times I could truly like build connections with the people around me. And yeah, I think really the most important thing that stayed with me was not a thing, but it was a who, it was the people. So with the people from Harvard and with like the people from Korea that I've met in these experiences, I'm still incredibly close with. I think they're the people that I always go to for advice. They're the people that I always go to when I have a doubt. They're the people that kind of help me take that like extra step forward and actually sort of like settle into what I wanted to do. So let me tell you about settling in and what I wanted to do. So when I came back sophomore year, I really kind of took the step to decide that I wanted to change from doing government with a focus in the Middle East to doing social studies with a focus in Korea. So back then, I also realized that I really wanted to do something for all my life that I never kind of allowed myself to, and that was entertainment. So it was very lucky that the Korea Institute offered a CJ Entertainment internship. CJ Entertainment is the biggest entertainment company in Korea, and I actually got to intern there my second summer, and that was really the time where I could move sort of from like finding myself to sort of finding the things that I really wanted to do in life. So these are like some few screenshots or photos that I took of places I wanted to go to in Korea, so sort of like the previous research. So yeah, next summer I will actually be going for a different type of research to Korea again because I will be going to do my thesis research. So yeah, I think from not knowing anything my sophomore year, I'm going to now to write like a 100-page paper on like the influence of like LGBT rights in entertainment and like sort of like social and cultural change in South Korea. And it was actually in this place in like 4 hours in 110-degree weather that I actually found my topic. It is my favorite place in Seoul. It's one of the like most beautiful parks I'd ever seen, and I think it meant a lot to me just because I felt that back then I felt truly able to sort of just like do things and discover the things that like sort of bubble under the surface. I could find the like colorful, the unusual, and sort of like the things that genuinely make me happy, not the things that I really think I should be doing. So yeah, next summer I will be going there and I will update you with what happens. I put this picture up just because Harvard is great with opportunities, and I really want to reiterate that. I just kind of really want to say that there are things out there for each and every one of us to do, even if we didn't know what those things were. So for me, it was summer school and then internship and then a short program and then thesis research. So I've done all of them, and I can tell you that like something out there is worth it. So I don't want you to leave this presentation and think, oh, going abroad will change my life, because maybe it won't. For me, that's how it happened. But I can guarantee to you that at least you will find sort of like a more improved you. You will be able to understand experiences differently. You'll be able to lead your life differently. So I think it's worth it. So I almost fell into a fountain trying to take this picture, so I hope you appreciate the sentiment. It says I sold you. And in the end, what I want to say to you as well is "Kokilman kocha," and I also hope that you get to lead a flower path as well. And I really hope that wherever you go abroad, or if you go abroad, you manage to find yourself the same way that I did. Thank you.